Hi, I'm Pastor Tom Price of Spring Creek Church. As you and I have observed the last few months in America, in our little piece, P-I-E-C-E, our little world, our little piece of America, there's not much peace, P-E-A-C-E. The news just seems to be one bad thing after another. Remember the saying, we are what we eat? Well, over the last few months, you and I have been fed a steady diet of negative things, of gloom and doom, especially on the subject of COVID-19. And the result is we've become afraid. We're fearful. And the Lord, in His word to us, time and time again, tells us, do not be afraid. Now, COVID-19 should be taken seriously. But as a pastor, I grieve the lack of hope and comfort and peace. I want it for myself, my family, my friends, my church. We need hope and comfort and peace. Now, many of you know my background is chemical engineering. It's my natural bent. It's my education. For many years, it was my job. And so I'm what they call a data-driven guy. That's the way I'm wired. I look for the data. So I went looking for data on COVID-19. I don't want to find opinions. I don't want to find media reports. I want to find data. I'm pleased to report that you and I can find that data. The CDC website is quite good. It's a very good source of data. And I'm here today to tell you, from the CDC data, we can find hope and comfort and peace. So I've got a little presentation for you from the data-driven head of the engineer, from the heart of the pastor. I want us to end today and go, based on the data, there's hope, there's comfort, and there's peace. So what I'm going to do is take us to the CDC website, and I'm doing this in a way that you too can do it at your convenience. I'm going to go to my Google search engine. I'm going to type in CDC weekly COVID-19 data and enter that. And right here is the CDC website. It says COVID View, a weekly surveillance summary of U.S. COVID. And we'll open up their website. Now, I will tell you, this website is 49 pages. There's a lot to read here. And I only have time to highlight a few things, but I believe you'll say, wow, the CDC data does bring me hope and comfort and peace. We're going to go down through many of these pages and just quickly pick up that graph. I'm doing it this way so you can see there's a lot of information on this website. But here's the one I'd like to call to your attention at this time. This is a graph that is showing us that the labs have been testing people for the SARS virus that results in COVID-19. And I want to call to your attention that the bottom is the weeks of the year. And right here, you see that the percent of people testing positive was going up and up and up. And then right around week 15, 16, it began to drop. And what you and I see is the percentage of people with COVID-19 virus started dropping around week 16 of this year. That's roughly the time period around April 18th. And it's continued to drop all the way into the month of June. And you can see the blue bars are how many people are being tested. And in spite of the fact that more and more people are being tested, less and less people are showing positive for coronavirus. I think that's good news. For the last 2 months, each and every week, a smaller and smaller percentage of people have the COVID virus. I wish someone had told us that. It would have brought us hope and comfort and peace. Now, I want to take you to a tab, same website, and let us see what CDC is saying about this. We'll eventually look at both of these paragraphs, but right now we'll take a look at the first one. The U.S. Outpatient Influenza-like Illness Surveillance Network. Boy, that's a mouthful. They abbreviated ILI, Influenza-like Illness, NET for network. They have a network. It provides data on visits for influenza-like illnesses. They talk you there about the high fever, the cough, the sore throat, and they tell us they're getting their data from about 2,600 primary care providers, from emergency departments, from urgent care centers in all 50 states, Puerto Rico, the District of Columbia, and the U.S. Virgin Islands. And listen to this, mild COVID-19 illness presents with symptoms similar to ILI. So ILI-NET is being used to track trends of mild to moderate COVID-19 illnesses and allows for comparisons with prior influenza seasons. I really appreciate what the CDC is doing. They're saying, now this COVID-19, I wonder, they say, is it going to follow the pattern of influenza? And I really appreciate the fact that they're doing that, and we're going to take a look at that. So remember, the CDC is tracking COVID. They're tracking all influenza-like illnesses, and they want to take the COVID data and see how it compares to prior flu seasons. And they did this with what I think is just the niftiest map. Let me show you this. Again, this is on their website. And what I have here is one of their maps. And you and I have heard the term flu season. It's actually a CDC term. And the CDC teaches us that the flu season runs from roughly the beginning of October, which is, quote, the 40th week of a year, and runs through October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, May being roughly the 22nd week of the year. And so they have actually given us, and you'll see this if you go to this website, and I'll move this page a little bit so you can see it. They give you the opportunity to look at this for a number of flu seasons going all the way back to 2008 and 2009. And we're going to take a look at 2017 and 2018 because of all those years, worst flu season we had. Over 60,000 people died from the flu. It was a really, really bad time. So what they allow us to do, and you'll see me just move this up, because they have a play button. And you can actually start in October and watch the flu hit America. So here we go. I'll hit play, and you can see, and I'll hit pause right here, that it's going to start changing, and it's gone from week 40 to 43, which is the end of October. And I call your attention to the right side of the screen. Here's what they've done for us. They say on the right side of the screen, when you look at the map, if there's minimal virus activity, then the states will be in green. If they start to see some virus activity, it'll go to shades of yellow, and they call that low virus activity, not much activity. And then if it gets worse, it moves up to moderate, which is transitioning from yellow to orange. And then when it's high, when there's a lot of virus activity, it goes from orange to red. Let's just take a look at this. I'll take us through a week at a time. We're at the beginning of November, and we see Louisiana has popped yellow. There's Mississippi. Whoop, there's a red one. you get to the beginning of December of that really bad flu season, 2017 through 18, and you see the red showing up, the green is starting to disappear. Remember, they said the flu season is especially bad December, January, February. We're just beginning January. Look how the nation has gone red. And then it keeps going. We've entered 2018. This is March 10th. And did you notice? Wow, a lot of the red is gone. And this is week 10. If you come on out to week 16 of that horrible flu season, America's back to green. It's back to minimal activity. And the other thing that's just fascinating, as you keep going, there's May, there's June, there's July. For time's sake, I'll stop. We're in August. Based on history, once America turns green, that is, the flu season ends, it ends. We get back to what they call a usual summer, normal activity for the virus. You and I would say, according to CDC vocabulary, the flu season is over. Well, there's another one I want to show you. They provide for us on another one of their websites the peak month of flu activity. They've gone back for 36 years. And here's what they found in studying flu virus for 36 years. This graph shows you what months have in history been the worst month for a flu activity. One time October was the worst month, one time November, 7 times December, 6 times January. February is the worst month, 15 times in 36 years, worst month for flu activity. March 6. What you find on the graph, never has April, never has May had a worse month for flu activity. And in fact, for those 36 years, they don't even show June, July, August, September. Why? It has never been a bad flu virus month. I find that encouraging. I hope you find it encouraging. There's been a concern, are we going to have a spike this summer? This data says for the last 36 years, there's never been a spike in the summer months. Now let's take us to this year. If we look at this year, and we'll do the same thing, we're going to go over here and play this so we can watch it start. This is this year. This is the COVID time. And you'll see that, of course, as it always does, it starts in October. Here's the beginning of November. Here's the beginning of December. The middle of December, it keeps getting worse and worse, just like the 2017-18 season, getting really bad. We're now at the end of January, week 4 of this year. There's the end of February, week 9, and there's a lot of that red, dark color. But I want you to watch what happens. It's the end of March. Here comes the green. There's the end of April. There's a little bit of red, which was that New York area. Here's the end of May. Remember when we popped week 21, May 23rd in Wisconsin? There it is. And then America, first week in June, has returned to green. Here's how they describe this. Remember I said we would look at this second paragraph? First paragraph tells us they're monitoring COVID as well as influenza. Their data contains both. And here's what they're saying. Nationwide, during week 24, which was just last week, 0.8%, less than 1% of patient visits reported through their ILI net were due to ILI, some virus that has influenza-like symptoms, which would include COVID. This is an encouraging statement. This percentage is well below the national baseline of 2.4. They're saying in America, there's always a little bit of virus out there. You and I call it, oh, you got a summer cold. I can't believe I picked that up in summer. There is always a little bit out there. But they're saying we're not at the baseline of 2.4. We're down here, 0.8. We're only 1/3 of the baseline. They say this: the percentage of visits for ILI in week 24 remains low among all age groups. Nationally, laboratory-confirmed influenza activity, as reported by clinical laboratories, is at levels usually seen during summer months, which, along with changes in healthcare-seeking behavior and the impact of social distancing, is likely contributing to the low level of ILI activity. It's just really encouraging. The CDC is telling us we're through the worst. We've returned to normal summer levels of respiratory virus illnesses. May I tell you, they give us reason to have hope, to have comfort, to have peace. Finally, let's just take a look. There it is, the week ending June 13th, and America's green. It's got minimal activity. Their data gives us that hope, that comfort, that peace that I think we need. It gives us confidence that it's okay to begin to resume normal activities at Spring Creek Church. If the data said it were unsafe, we would not reopen the church. The data says we have returned to normal, usual summer, and it's okay to reopen the church. So I want to close with this thought. It's from the book of Numbers. It's in chapter 6. And God is explaining to Moses, to have him explain to Aaron what to say to the Israelites. And he says this: the Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord turn his face towards you and give you peace.